Hello, you all. Welcome to this new edition of Lexio Musica, the place for great lyrics, great music, and great meaning. My name is Guilain Prince. I'm a Franciscan friar from Canada. Love rock music for a long time, especially hard rock, metal, and prog. Once a week, I stop by my little office, but for other reason. Usually, I do my research here, but on Tuesday night, I listen to music with all of you guys, and these are your suggestions. We are right now on a journey, a wonderful journey, may I add. The artist is Arian. His name, Arjen Anthony Lucassen from the Netherlands. He made in 2004 an album called The Human Equation, almost 18 years ago. One thing I know is by listening to that album, I will most certainly do other project of Arian. This is timeless stuff. I don't consider this to be 20 years old in any ways by what it's talking about, by the sound. Of course, there are references in sound. We can relate, we can recognize the influences of the golden years of prog music, the 70s, especially with the keyboards. The general sound of Aryan productions are contemporary metal, hard rock, but there's a twist in what he does. Until now, we've seen what we call natural instruments, organic instruments, violin, mandolin, flute. Mainly, I would call this ethnical sound, especially Irish. There are also scales of I would say Oriental minor at one point or two. So we have a very rich musical background, but I wouldn't say that the music influences is not the main trait I see until now. I would qualify his work to be a package deal, a great deal of great words, great lyrics. The meaning are interesting. It's a story unfolding. I would call his style as being musically very sound, logical. No, logical is not the good word. Coherent is the good word. I tend to see him as being at the service of the meaning by his whole being, because there's a vision. I would say there's an understanding of life in there. There's music coherent with that, and the fact that the composer is the same as the lyricist, it makes the music very, very well tied to the music. And yet, what I think I really, my first impression I have of this guy by the choices of voices is exceptional. I haven't seen until now one weak voice, both in the studio recording and the theater version. Of course, there are surprises. One is a very talented singer, being able to sing very high, very low. That is not on the studio version. And the personification of fear in the live versions is a woman compared to a man. And the way she does it in a very personal way. Quite different, in fact, from the fear of the studio version. And to be frank, I don't know if you have any preference, but personally, I really do love them both. I think they are quite different, though. I was surprised the first time I heard the live version, but not only I got used to it, I appreciate it as it is. So, Arian, the album is The Human Equation. We've done until now 10 musical pieces. We are going this week with 11 and 12. My videos are built in a different way than most reactor. First, I react to the studio version with lyrics. You will have the lyrics on the screen very clearly. So we will first react to the studio version. Second, the analysis of the words. I do not make an analysis at the level of what is my field of work. What I like to call it is more like reading together the lyrics and commenting on the lyrics, asking myself questions out loud. And apparently many of you told me in the comment section that it helps them to understand first the words, but also to see a larger perspective of what might be the perspective, the vision of the author Arjen Lucassen. Thirdly, I react to a live version. So if you just want to see me react, just go to the first section and the third section. If there is a section of the lyrics that is not clear to you, just go to that section, because you will see up here on the screen the words, the lyrics that I comment. And finally, don't forget, you can subscribe to this channel if you like music, if you like great music, great meaning, if you like a different kind of reactor. Of course, don't listen to a 50 minutes video if you don't have the time or the interest in everything I do. Just go to the section you prefer. You have the clear description here. Just go to the section you like. I'm very pleased that you come even for 10 minutes. Okay? So as for now, don't forget, you can subscribe. The only thing you will receive is a notification when I will publish my video, and another small one 30 minutes before I do the premiere on Friday, 1:30 Montreal time. Look for your time zone or subscribe and click the little bell. You will have the notification on time. As for now, let's dig into day 11, called Love. I am aware, of course, I am aware, don't worry, that 11 is the end of the first chapter or the first act. The original recording was published on an album of 2 CDs. Since the full work is 1 hour and 40 minutes, or if you prefer 100 minutes, 101, probably you had one video for one CD for 50 minutes and one CD for 50 minutes, more or less. We will now listen to the studio version, and here will appear at the same time the lyrics. So let's not wait one more minute. I give myself the screen with day 11, Love, in 3, 2, 1. Love this.
Friday night, I had a few. There she was, out of the blue. Thunderstruck, nailed to the floor. I couldn't move, couldn't talk anymore.
Of all these guys, it's you she desires. Secretly, her heart is on fire.
figuring out what to do, what to say.
Her heart sings as she sees you come near. The music fades, the crowd disappears. She weeps in silence as you pass her by, and she's wondering why. Oh, why? Do it right, we ain't got all night. Do it now, I think you know how. Let it out, now don't mess about. Let her in, let the party begin. Remember your father, whether you're just like him. Nothing but violence and fury within. Remember your motto, so lonely and sad. This will be your fate if you treat her as bad.
You're afraid she might turn you down. All your hopes dashed to the ground. Nobody loved you, nobody will. Why should you even try? But still,
Friday night,
There was no
I had a
need
few.
to talk.
There she was,
We just started to walk.
hand in hand,
And we
took the
danced,
floor.
and we danced,
I could
and we danced.
Even more.
Do it right, we ain't got all night. Do it now, I think you know how. Let it out, now don't mess about. Let her in, let the party begin. Remember your father, whether you're just like him. Nothing but violence and fury within. Remember your motto, so lonely and sad. This will be your fate if you treat her as bad. Do it right, we ain't got all night. Do it now, I think you know how. Let it out, now don't mess about. Let her in, let the party begin. Remember your father, whether you're just like him. Nothing but violence and fury within. Remember your motto, so lonely and sad. This will be your fate if you treat her as bad. Do it right, we ain't got all night. Do it now, I think you know how. Let it out, now don't mess about. Let her in, let the party begin.
Yes, excellent, all excellent. This is quite a feast for the ears, both because the swing that you have. This rhythm, 6/8 again, is one of my favorite of all. The feeling of energy, of life, of dance when it's a beautiful traditional music. It will be in dance as well. This is great. This is great. You have a beat of life. To have the song Love. I hesitate because on my screen it's Trauma, but it is the new screen, the coming screen. Yeah, you have a bit of life for love. And as I understand immediately like this, my first reaction is he doesn't know how he will relate to that one. Will he profit of her, or and stay in the mindset and the behavior probably of his father? Or is there something else, wanting to live, wanting to emerge from his personality? And then comes I think it's fear that she will not welcome him, probably at that level. So there is passion here. We can call it desire in that case, I think. So the I think that there's a kind of a mixed feelings. There's an appetite, a desire for the person, the lady, but there's also an expectation of something else in which there is fear. There is, I don't know if she will accept me. I will be turned down. Nobody ever loved me anyway. Why she would suddenly, you know? And the music goes with it. There's, yeah, passion or love. There is something, and of course, both can be reunited in a real love. But I think at this point, it doesn't know yet where this relation will evolve. Okay, let's go to day 12. Now, as I've been told, and I'm fully aware that day 11 is the conclusion of the first half. Apparently, I don't know, I know nothing. I only read the lyrics. Beginning with day 12, we enter into another world, musically and also in terms of atmosphere. We will see. So, we just finished first chapter from day 1 to day 11. Now begins the second chapter, day 12. Let's go in 3, 2, are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Think hard, you're lying here in a hospital bed. Disregard the emotions inside your head. Concentrate on the real world beyond your mind. It's not too late to leave your burdens behind. We won't let you go. Take you down below. Dark crypts of your soul, locked inside your head. You're better off locked away. She lives in isolation. It's been that way since he has gone. She's been through life of deprivation. She depends on you, her only son.
She won't let you go. Keep you down below. Dark crypts of your soul, locked inside your head. You're better off dead.
Where are you? Can't you hear her calling? Nothing you can do. You have no time. There's no one there to catch you now. She's falling. Why should you care? You're doing fine.
She won't let you go. Keep you down below. Dark crypts of your soul, locked inside your head. You're better off dead.
at rest, she finally found her peace. There's no need to blame yourself. You must let go, or the pain will never cease. It's time to crawl out of your shell. Your mother died the day your father left. A part of you died as well. Feelings of guilt will haunt you till the end. You must fight hard to break this spell. But it hurts.
But it hurts.
From beyond her grave, where were you, son, when I needed you? Is this your thanks for all the warmth I gave? Did you forget what I've been through? Deep within yourself, you must confess your ways cannot be justified. By now you realize you have to be relentless to survive. Repress your memories, bury your emotions, and thrive. It's your life.
An illusion. Of course, it's an illusion. Wow. Wow.
Now she's at rest, she found her peace.
You hear her voice from her grave.
You must let go, or the pain won't cease.
Is this your thanks for all I gave?
A part of you died as well.
You worthless fool, you let her die.
It's time to crawl out of your shell. No words cannot be justified.
By now you realize you have to be relentless to survive. Repress your memories, bury your emotions, and thrive. It's your
This is first class. Wow. I have to say that I hope it's, yeah. I have to say something right now. Right now. I am totally satisfied with that album from every aspect of what I'm looking for. And you know, I can be quite harsh sometimes. Sometimes I can be not harsh. I keep my sense of, I would say, healthy critique of so I'm able to appreciate the words, not as much the lyrics, not as much the music. I might appreciate the music, not as much the lyrics. And sometimes the music and the lyrics, they are fine. It's a great song, but I don't like the meaning of the song, what it aims at, what it's talking about. Here, I'm totally satisfied. I find this until now exceptional. I love every minute of this. And but again, this week, I don't know where is the mistake of mine, but 2 or 3 paragraphs were missing from my lyrics. So I make a small correction on this PowerPoint presentation. I'll get back to you in 2-3 minutes. There we go, ready to go. I missed 3 paragraphs in day 11 and 5 paragraphs in day 12, and I don't know what's the problem, but many parts were missing, and they were important. So let's dig into these words immediately. So we are in day 11. This is the first paragraph by me. Friday night I had a few. There she was, out of the blue. Thunderstruck, nailed to the floor. I couldn't move, couldn't talk anymore. Friday night, I had a few. I had a few Friday night, or I already had a few something else. I don't know what it is, but I had a few. I'm used to it. But there she was, out of the blue, unexpected, thunderstruck. I was completely like the thunder, nailed to the floor, not being able to walk, really deeply moved. I couldn't move, couldn't talk anymore. Love that we see behind a wife in the hospital. Of all these guys, it's you she desires. Secretly her heart is on fire, waiting for you to ask her to dance. Go ahead, make your move, now's your chance. Isn't that beautiful? So love is talking within me, saying, there she is, and she wants you. So, secretly, her heart is on fire. So passion claims that she can see what is in the other's other's heart, and it's fire. The passion here comes. Do it right, do it right. We ain't got all night. Do it now, do it now. I think you know how. What is it? What is it? And this is why I said passion might be here synonymous of desire, sexual desire or attraction, or I don't know. It's not always like that. But in this case here, where there's love and passion mixed up, or I would say fighting to hear own's voice, to be heard by me. Pride comes in. Let it out now, don't mess about. Let her in, let her in. Let the party begin. So this is why I say that there are mixed feelings in the heart of me. I think that there is true, the love sees the true opportunity of a unique person. But still, there is attraction, passion, and then pride, I think, tends to consider that woman, this unique woman treat her like any others. So I think it's very interesting, this dialogue, these mixed feelings. Now me, there was nervous and shy, struck with awe as I caught her eye. I mustered up courage and walked her way, figuring out what to do, what to say. There he needs courage to meet someone, maybe from another perspective than the usual. Don't forget that one in the paragraph saying that they were chasing girls like crazy. So maybe there's something new happening here. Love comes back. Her heart sings as she sees you come near. The music fade, the crowd disappear. She weeps in silence as you pass her by, and she's wondering why, oh why. So the crowd disappears. I don't think that the crowd disappears physically, but I think that the focus of attention is that person, very precise person. But she sees you come near, and you pass by, and me pass by. So there's deception and wondering why don't I see something in his eyes as well. But passions, do it right. We ain't got all night. Do it fast. Do it now. I think you know how. Now pride comes back. Let her out. Now don't mess about. Let her in. Let the party begin. I think pride is suggesting basically to treat her like any other woman, and not to be particular about her, even if they are special. And this is pride. Now agony comes in. First time in this song. Remember your father. Well, you're just like him. Saying that why? Maybe because he passed by. So he don't want to attach. He doesn't want to get attached to that person, this special person. He passed by. Hey? You just like him. Nothing but violence and fury within. Remember your mother, so lonely and sad. This will be her fate if you treat her as bad. So there is something very interesting in that paragraph, because he sees in him reflexes and behavior as his father. And he knows what he did, because he knows what happened on his mother's side. And he doesn't want to repeat the history. So he keeps himself away or at a distance from someone he seems to have genuine feelings about her. Let's see if it continues that way. Fear comes back. You're afraid she might turn you down. All your hopes dashed to the ground. Nobody loved you, nobody will. Why should you even try? But still. So fear is coming back with something from the past. Nobody will really love you. So she won't be different. And you should even try. But still, there's something. Fear is saying, still, maybe we should try. Friday night, I had a few. I think you understand that sentence here. And then the one called, the wife. Now, it's not inside the heart only. The wife comes in from behind love, or love being behind her, whatever. There was no need to talk. There she was, out of the blue. Repetition, you know that. We just started to walk. Hand in hand, we took the floor. And we dance, and we dance, and we dance, said the wife. I could move, I could talk, even more. On the dance floor with her, he's able to finally move a bit, maybe because she holds his hand. And he is able not only to move, but to dance, and even more. Do it right, passion, come back. We ain't got all night. Don't lose your time on this one. Do it now, I think you know how. Yeah, Friday night, I had a few. Pride, let it out. Now, don't mess about. Let her in, let the party begin. I think that's part of the mixed feelings, you know? Treat her like the others. Agony. Remember your father? Well, you're just like him. Remember your mother, so lonely and sad? Oh, I forgot the line, nothing but violence and fury within. This will be her fate if you treat her as bad. So, real love is emerging, but he doesn't know how to deal with that. These unique feelings he has for that particular person. How do I do this? Do I treat her like the others? Because if it turns out to be like my father's and my mother's, my father and mother, I will harm her. I will do her bad, and I don't want that. So I'll stay aside. I'll stay away from her. What a conclusion of that first act. The song is great. The words are great. The dialogue within, in which at the end the wife comes in as well. This is great. Day 12, trauma. What is the nature of that trauma? I think we'll have part of the answer here. Reason begins, and in fact, if I remember well, I love the part of reason in that section here. Thank God, you are lying here in a hospital bed. Disregard the emotions inside your head. Concentrate on the real world beyond your mind. It's not too late to leave your burdens behind. So, for reason, now me is kind of immobilized in his hospital bed by the emotion inside his head. So leave these emotions behind you. Concentrate on the real world. And in fact, in the previous musical piece, we could see the wife calling to his conscience, and we could see and feel the real world trying to pierce the emotional globe, preventing him from moving back into consciousness, or at least into reality. Here, reason is calling him to leave this behind. And I think it's an illusion, because you have to deal with them to truly be able to enter the world. It's not too late to leave your burdens behind. I would call this an illusion. We won't let you go, said fear. So who are fear? Who are they? It's all these emotions inside your head. Take you down below, dark crypts of your soul locked inside your head. You're better off dead. This is great. This is absolutely, and the growling coming in right there, but you're better off dead. The emotions, conflicting emotions, prevents him from living and and they are so complicated, contradictory. They come in and they come from the past and the present, and they want but they don't want, and they will but they will not. And they want, the emotion will bring you back in the dark crypts, with an S, of your soul. Dark crypts of your soul. Will that be where we're going? Is it where we're going, in the dark crypts of his soul? We won't let you go. We will take you down in there. And this is where you will die. In fact, if you go there well accompanied, well guided, in fact, your life, you'll come back to life there. You will not die. Locked away, she lives in isolation. It's been that way since he has gone. She's been through life in deprivation. She depends on you, her only son. What? What? Locked away. Of what? She lives in isolation? Who? The mother? The mother has been locked in isolation? Is it one reading of that? If not, who could it be? The wife? I don't think so. The wife is at the hospital. Or maybe she was not at the hospital before he had his accident. It's been that way since he has gone. Who is gone? The father? So when the father leaves, he locked the mother in? Is that what it means? She's been through life of deprivation? What is deprivation here? She's been through life of deprivation. She depends on you, her only son. So that's the mother. And she's been in life of deprivation, locked away. Well, I wonder what all this means. Passion. She won't let you go. Who won't let you go? Keep you down below. Dark crypts of your soul, locked inside your head. You're better off dead. Who is she won't let you go? The mother won't let you go? Because you are his only son? She depends on you? Where are you? Can't you hear her calling? Says Agony. Nothing you can do. You have no time. There's no one there. To catch her now, she's falling. Why should you care? You're doing fine. So the little boy, now a man, remembers the time she was calling at you. But there was nothing you could do, says Agony. And you have no time. Something more important to do. And there's no one there to catch her now. She's falling. So she was falling of what? She was falling where? But there was no one there to catch her fall. So what will happen? She will die? Because me was not there? Why should I care? What should you care? You're doing fine. What should you care for your mother? You're fine. So you have to cut yourself from her so that you can fly away. Is that the meaning of these words? I find this, wow, I see why trauma is here. Passion. She won't let you go. Keep you down below. Dark crypts of your soul locked inside your head. Is it the mother as a memory? She will keep you down below, right there. She being the mother, at the origin of all these guilt emotions and contradictory emotion. She will keep you inside. She will keep you there, stuck within yourself. Now she's at rest. She finally found her peace. There's no need to blame yourself. You must let go, or the pain will never cease. It's time to crawl out of your shelf. Oh, of your shell. So he's right now in a situation where he is stuck within himself, deep down, where she is, the memory of his mother. She is there, deep down, dark crypts of your soul, and she won't let you go. And the last word you'll have, it's time now to crawl out of your shell. This shell keeping you down there. Those repressed memories, apparently, that you didn't let go, that you didn't let in. Your mother died the day your father left. A part of you died as well. Feeling of guilt will haunt you till the end. You must fight hard to break this spell, but it hurts. So, your mother died the day your father left. Is it a real death? When the father died, she died within. Probably. Remember the first paragraphs when she said, he'll come back, but in fact, he didn't. So she died probably inside of her. And something died in the little boy as well. Now, feeling of guilt will haunt you till the end. You understand that because apparently the little boy and or the man didn't know what to do with this, we here called the dead mother, or the mother that is probably emotionally extinct in a way. She doesn't live anymore. You hear her voice from beyond her grave, so she's dead physically as well. Where were you, my son, when I needed you? Depression? She was in depression because she died, don't forget, the day that the father left. So, yeah, beyond her grave, where were you? Is this your thanks for all the warmth I give? Yeah, feeling of guilt. Could say even manipulation here. Don't you forget what I've been through. So between the moment that the father died and her actual death, probably there's a long period of time that is painful. But that doesn't say that before that it was not painful. Maybe it was equally painful with the father. She's been through a lot. And apparently the little boy didn't know how to react to that, which is normal. Yeah? Children, they don't know, they are not equipped to deal with these situations, depressions, dysfunctional couples, parents. And often they will feel the guilt, will put the origin, why they separated, why they did that, on their shoulders, in their heart somewhere. That it seems to be something like that here. You hear his voice cold and merciless, you worthless fool, you let her die. And deep within yourself you must confess your ways cannot be justified. If the father left, he came back at one point, and he was in reproach to the boy. Now, where was he is the other question we could have in mind. Cold and merciless, we know now it seems to be his way of doing things. Deep within yourself, you must confess your ways cannot be justified. If I remove the guilt, if I remove those remarks from the Father, if I remove all of this, if in conscience I stop deep down inside, would be my guess here, is that frankly, honestly, when I am in truth, in those moments of clarity, I must confess, my ways cannot be justified. It doesn't. No. I was staying away of that situation. And in a way, the reproach of the Father, regardless of his own attitude, is not necessarily wrong, all wrong. You let her die. You let her die. So you didn't do anything when you knew that she was on her way to destruction. By now you realize, said Pride. By now you realize you have to be relentless to survive. Repress your memories, bury all emotion, and thrive. It's your life. This paragraph for me is exceptional. It's exceptional because you have the key here from what I've been reading until now. You have to be relentless to survive. We say that in spiritual Franciscan spirituality. When your heart emotionally stops to grow, you do a lot of things outside of yourself. So when you are blocked inside, you do many things outside so that you feel alive, so that you feel that you're doing things that maybe get the impression that you're growing, still growing, but in reality you're not. Here you realize you have to be relentless. So this is why you do so many things, and this is why you treat people like this. Because you want to survive. Survive to what? Survive to the dark memories you have in your mind. Bury all these emotions and thrive. But in reality, you cannot bury emotion and thrive. They will come back at you at one time. They will come back, and you have, in a way, to face them so that they can be healed. As long as you bury them, they just get rotten, more rotten. So thrive is an illusion here. It's your life. It's another illusion. In fact, it's more your death. It's the death of your soul. Now she's at rest. She found it. So you see phrases both being said by reason in this case, and the answer is given. You hear a voice from the grave. You might let her let go, and the pain won't cease. Is it your thanks for all I gave? That's a line from the mother. Part of you died as well, yeah. You wordless fool, you let her die. That's a line from the father. It's time to crawl out of your shell. Is that fear just a little bit later? Is that yeah, that's reason. Okay. And your ways cannot be justified. That's me saying in all honesty. Well, here it's fear saying that. In all honesty, I cannot justify the way I behave. And the last paragraph. By now you realize you have to be relentless to survive. Repress your memories, bury all emotions, and thrive. It's your life. In fact, I'm certain that the rest of the album is the opposite of this. Not repressing anymore the memories, not burying the emotion, and thrive. Yes, thriving will be possible because this has space in my life. So here we go. Time to go through the live version of day 11. I'm really looking forward to see this. I'm so happy of this album. Oh my lord. Let's go, hoping that it will be as good as we saw. Let's go to day 11 at the beginning. I just listened 5 minutes. I always do that just to make sure that the quality of the sound is good, because I've been sometimes misled in taking some live video and the sound was very poor. So here we go.
Friday night, I had a few. There she was, out of the blue. Thunderstruck, nailed to the floor. Couldn't move, I couldn't talk anymore.
For these guys, it's you and I. Secretly, my heart is on fire, waiting for you to ask me to dance. Go ahead, make your move. Now's your chance. Do it right, we ain't got time. Do it now, I think you know how. Let it out, now don't mess about. Let the party begin.
There I was, nervous and shy, struck with awe as I caught her eye. I mustered up courage and walked her way, figuring out what to do, what to say.
My heart sings as I see you come near. The music fades, the crowd disappears. I weep in silence as you pass me by, and I'm wondering why, oh why. Do it right, we ain't got time. Do it now, I think you know how. Let it out, now don't mess about. Let the party begin. Remember your father, well you're just like him. Nothing but violence and fury within. Remember your motto, so lonely and sad. This will be her fate if you treat her as bad.
You're afraid she might turn you down. All your hopes dashed to the ground. Nobody loves you, nobody will. Why should you even try? It's still
Friday night, I had a few. There she was, out of the blue. Hand in hand, we took the floor. I could move and I could talk even more.
Do it right, we ain't got all night. Do it now, I think you know how. Let it out, now don't mess about. Let her in, let the party begin. Remember your father, well you're just like him. Nothing but violence and fury within. Remember your mother, so lonely and sad. This will be her fate if you treat her as bad. Do it right, we ain't got all night. Do it now, I think you know how. Let it out, now don't mess about. Let her in, let the party begin.
Wow. Yes.
Thank you.
Wow. What a. Yeah. You know, when you make a set list for a show, now, of course, a rock opera is much more than than just a set list, of course, of course. But you have to think about this as well. I mean, when I was doing set lists for shows, I was a choir director, gospel music. The last song before the pause, the entr'acte, we say in French, you want the people say at the coffee break, I so want to be in the second section. I want to go back inside. You don't want anybody to leave. And so you leave, you begin strong up to the third song, and then you go usually a little bit slowly, and then you finish very strongly, so that you give the interest, you convey, be there for the second part. Don't miss the second part. This is what we have. We have clearly something very high, the closing of the first half, where love now is remembered as the memory of their first encounter, which was a dance. And you know that you did something well when you're talking about when your heart began to beat and fly, and a love story beginning when everybody on the stage is dancing to the music. Naturally, you could see they do a movement that suggests a waltz, but it's not a waltz. It's a 6/8. It's even, for me, it's even yeah, it could be described because you have some kind of a pause every 3 times, but yeah, it could be called a waltz. But you see people dancing naturally. This means that the blend you make between the words and the music really is well done. The choice has been good, very good, because the music conveys what the words. Of course, there are ambiguous lyrics in this. In this, if we read the lyrics all by themselves, but I'm not sure anymore by the way it was interpreted during the show. I think that there is this idea of connect. Yes, connect. Don't miss the opportunity. I think there is still this in the way they're singing. I missed a little bit the part of Agony. They chose to do it as a collective. It's okay. It's nice. I think that it pays off in terms of dynamics for being a big finale of the first part. I would have loved Agony or the Passion to hear her a little bit more, for example. But anyways, let's go on the last video of this week. It's the live version of Day 12 in 3, 2, 1. Act 2.
Think hard, you're lying here in the hospital bed.
Disregard the emotions inside your head. Concentrate on the real world beyond your mind. It's not too late to leave your burdens behind. We won't let you go. Take you down below. Dark crypts of your soul, locked inside your head. You're better off dead. Locked away, she lives in isolation. It's been that way since he has gone. She's been through a life of deprivation. She depends on you.
Oh, she's an institution then.
She won't let you go. Keep you down below. Dark tricks of your soul, locked inside your head. You're better off dead. Can't you hear her calling? Nothing you can do. You have no time. There's no one there to catch her now. She's falling. Why should you care? You're doing fine. She won't let you go. Keep you down below. Dark tricks of your soul, locked inside your head. You're better off dead.
Now she's at rest, she finally found her peace. There's no need to blame yourself. You must let go, or the pain won't ever cease. It's time to crawl out of your shell.
Mom? Mom!
Your mother died the day your father lived. A part of you died as well.
Nurse! Nurse!
Feelings of guilt will haunt you till the end. You must fight hard to break this spell. But it hurts.
Pain. Covering the memories.
Now she
Repressed
is at
memories.
rest. She found her peace. You must let go, or the pain won't cease. A part of you died as well.
You worthless fool, you let her die.
It's time to crawl out of your shell.
Love the tone of the guitar. The memories are covered, repressed, buried. Oh my lord, that is good. That is so good. I'm hope so much to continue that journey through the album The Human Equation. Next week will be day 13 to day 15, a little bit longer video on music next week. Don't forget, always 3 parts. First, the reaction to the lyrics videos, and after a reaction to the show live video, and in between an analysis, everything, and English. The English I can speak is my second language. French speaking, you probably noticed that already, but I make subtitles the best I can in 8 languages with the help of a small app that I absolutely love. So and I always listen to and make the analysis. Don't forget the premieres every week, 1:30 on Friday, and don't forget that also you can subscribe to the channel, and to click the little bell will give you 2 notifications per week, nothing more. 1 is for the publication or the uploading of a new video, and 2 just before the premiere on Friday. For now, bye bye, see you next week with great pleasure.